Good morning, everyone. We still have a few people logging in, so I'll just give another minute or so to get everyone on board. Looks like we have quite a few people on the Zoom today, so that's great. I'll go ahead and go over some housekeeping information while we're waiting for that. Welcome to the first webinar of the Good Giving Challenge training sessions. This one will just cover some basics about the Good Giving Challenge, how it works, and what you can expect. My name is Lauren Parsons. I am the Director of Strategic Initiatives and Communications at Bluegrass Community Foundation, and I'm the lucky person on our team who gets to lead the Good Giving Challenge. Just a few things before we get started. Today's webinar is being recorded and it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, and I will share that link via email to everyone on our email list. So that way you can refer back to it if you have questions about anything that we've covered today, or if you want to share it with team members or board members or whoever who can't be on the call. We will put that up on our YouTube channel. Also, the material that's covered today will probably be the same that is covered October 20th. We just like to offer multiple opportunities so that people can have multiple chances to see this information and ask questions. I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll. I'm just curious if you if your organization is new to the Good Giving Challenge this year, go ahead and click yes. But there's also a second question, whether or not your organization is new. I guess if your organization is returning, but you are new to the Good Giving Challenge this year, I'm just kind of curious, like who's on the call and what to expect. All right, it's a good mix of people, so we will have some good questions, I think, at the end of this. And that's the other thing. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to drop those questions in the Q&A portion of the Zoom functionality, that Q&A section. I'll check the chat too, but it's easier to keep track of that in the Q&A. And then if you see a question that somebody else has shared, you can like upvote that and bump that up to the top. So I'll go through all those questions at the end of the webinar. So just if you see something you have a question about, drop it in there and I'll cover that at the end. Also, if you have a question that you would rather ask verbally, I guess, instead of typing it out, you can like raise your hand and I'll get to that at the end. I will also share these slides with you all after this. So you don't need to like furiously write everything down. You can just kind of take notes and then know that I will share these slides with you after the webinar is over. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll stop sharing the poll results. Close that. All right, for all of you all who are new, just a little bit of info about Bluegrass Community Foundation. Our mission is to build vibrant, generous, equitable, and engaged communities in Central and Appalachia, Kentucky. We steward $200 million in charitable assets across 700 funds, and we've awarded $160 million in grants since 1967 when we were founded, and just over $16 million in grants to nonprofits last year. Our grant making and just our discretionary grant making is sort of focused around 4 pillars: healthy neighborhoods, green spaces and public places, education, and transformative philanthropy. And there's a full list on the BG Give site of the 15 counties that we consider like our service area. And so that's why we limit the Good Giving Challenge to those counties. About the Good Giving Challenge, the challenge has been around since 2011, so this will be our 12th year. And we started doing this with Smiley Pete Publishing that year because we just want to make giving back and supporting nonprofits easy and fun. This is one of the most accessible ways to support nonprofits. The minimum donation is $10. We drive everybody to one site. Launching annually on Giving Tuesday. So it's a really fun community event. we just want to raise the profile of all the nonprofits that do great work in our community, and we want to raise awareness of them and make people realize that it's so easy to give back and it can be really fun. Just a little bit about last year's Good Giving Challenge. The total raise last year was 2.9 million, just over 2.9. I was so bummed out, although that's a great number. We were so happy about the way the community responded. I really wanted to get to 3 million. So I think we can do that this year. That is my goal. So the average raise per nonprofit last year was just over 16,000. The average gift size is $160. And last year we had over 700,000 in matching and prizes available to nonprofits to increase the impact of those donors' gifts. And the fun stat I think about the Good Giving Challenge is that last year, 1/3 of donors gave to a new nonprofit for the first time. So this is really a great opportunity for you to connect with new nonprofits and get new donors. Obviously, you can go ahead and mark your calendars. The Good Giving Challenge starts this year on Tuesday, November 29th at 9 a.m. And it will conclude this year on Friday, December 2nd at midnight. So for those of you who have been around since the beginning, you know that the challenge used to be like 2 months long, and then we shortened it to probably a month. And then by the time I came on board at BGCF in 2019, the challenge was down to a week. And we've done some research, talked to other community foundations that do similar giving events. We're sort of the outlier, it seems, that have a multiple day giving event, but I think that works well for our community. However, we are shortening it this year from Tuesday to Friday, because I think it was really hard to get donors like ramp back up again on Monday. I mean, it just trends that the giving is not quite as active over the weekend. And so it's just hard. I think it was hard for us and hard for you all. We heard from nonprofits that it was just kind of hard to like ramp back up on Monday morning. So we're going to see how this works this year. We're really excited about this opportunity to have it just go from Giving Tuesday, November 29th to Friday, December 2nd. And we will share more information about the events that sort of bookend the challenge this year closer to those events. But we always kick off the challenge with what we call the Philanthro Party. It is a press conference on Giving Tuesday. It will most likely be downtown again at the Tandy Park Pavilion. We invite the mayor, we invite all the nonprofits to come, we invite news media, and it's a great visual and a really exciting way to kick off the Good Giving Challenge. We have like a pep rally press conference. Last year, Santa Claus came, which was really fun. So we're trying to get him to make an appearance this year. That's a really busy time of year for him. So who knows, but that's a really fun thing. So mark your calendars for that. I think that'll probably be like 11 a.m., but we'll send out an invite for that later on. And then on Friday, December 2nd, probably in mid-afternoon, we're going to have like a wrap party at West 6th to celebrate, a job well done. We will also invite the media out to that. So hopefully we'll get some coverage to get like one last push for giving on Friday evening. So just put those on your calendars. We'll send out more information as it comes closer. Just some of the benefits of participating in the Good Giving Challenge. I know that all of you have your own giving campaigns and giving events, but the benefits for participating in the Good Giving Challenge with everyone in our service area, it is a really nice, seamless experience for donors. We have so many donors that give to multiple nonprofits all at once. It's really easy for them. The collective marketing impact. We promote the challenge. We work really hard to promote the challenge later on through November and early December when it's going on. All the other organizations are doing the same. And this year we have 200 nonprofits in the Good Giving Challenge. It is the most ever. My first year we had like 125, and now we're at 200. So y'all, it is catching on. People are paying attention. There will be a lot of people on this site during that week. And then of course the matches and prizes that make the Good Giving Challenge so much fun. I know you all are waiting with bated breath to hear more about the matches and prizes and how those will all shake out. We do not have that information ready for you today. We still have a few asks out to some sponsors from last year. We are trying to line everything up. And I expect to have that for you all in like the next week or two, but we are following up with some of those, especially those corporate sponsors that we had on board last year. And we're just trying to make sure that it all, the matches are on the right days and everything's really balanced and fun. And we still have some gaps we're trying to fill in there with some nonprofit, with the matches. So I'm really sorry. I know you all are just dying to hear about those. I will share more about how those work today, but I do not have that, that exact match information for you available just yet. Going back to the donor experience, like I said, we have so many donors that give to multiple nonprofits at one time. I like to say giving during the Good Giving Challenge is as easy as online shopping. You are able to add multiple donations to your cart all at once, check out all at once. You get one tax receipt from BGCF, the donors do. So you don't have to worry about sending tax receipts. You can just send them a thank you. You don't have to worry about sending that tax receipt to them. Also, the donors get to amplify their gifts with the matches and prizes that we'll provide. So their charitable dollars get to go even farther during the Good Giving Challenge. And there's that collective impact of knowing that they're part of this really viral, fun community giving event. Going back to that collective marketing, like I said, we have 200 organizations this year. It is crazy. I am so excited. I can't believe it. So they'll all be leading donors to one site. You'll also get marketing support from us. We and Smiley Pete through the print guide. You know, we have a really great, robust marketing plan this year. We're really excited. We're going to start promoting the Good Giving Challenge on the, you know, morning news programs. We are doing digital marketing, social media marketing, and all that. So you get the support of our efforts during this time. So last year we had over 700,000 in matches and prizes up for grabs. I am not really sure where that will shake out. It'll be at least that much again this year. We will have multiple daily match challenges going on this year. So that's the really great thing about having this condensed time frame. We get to have so much going on in one day. For those of y'all who have been around for the past events, you know, it's pretty much been like one big match challenge each day with some power hours in the afternoon, but we're really excited to offer multiple opportunities this year. So that will make it just really, really fun. And then we always offer these daily social media sweepstakes by BGCF. We'll do a different social media post every day. And we'll ask people to like and comment. We always do like a fun prompt, like, you know, name it, you know, tag your favorite nonprofit that you're supporting, or tell us why you give during the Good Giving Challenge. And those responses are always really, really fun to read. So what you need to do is encourage your, you all need to follow us on social media at BGCFKY on Facebook and Instagram, and encourage your staff and your supporters to do the same. And they can enter you in an opportunity to win a $250 prize that will just add to your totals. And so just a little bit about how the matches and prizes will work during the challenge. You won't know until after the challenge is over, like how much of your match, different matches you'll get. And I'll explain that in a minute, but we can't provide like up to the minute information on that just because of how it all shakes out. But I'll explain it more later. But these are just really fun ways to add to your fundraising totals during the Good Giving Challenge. They won't be added to your fundraising totals like on the site, but they will be added to your checks at the end of the challenge. So how do donations work during the Good Giving Challenge? All donations have to be made on bggives.org through that site to be added to your fundraising total that's on BG Gives, that is added to your final check that is eligible for match dollars. We hear a lot each year from nonprofits. Maybe they had a donor drop off a check to them, or a donor sent in a check or something like that. I mean, you could work with that donor to make that gift via electronic check on BG Gives. But for that check to come over to us, it really, during the Good Giving Challenge and be counted towards your totals, it really needs to come in on bggives.org. This is an online giving campaign, so we can't accept paper checks during this time. Donors are able to make gifts via credit card, ACH, that's electronic check, or using their Bluegrass Community Foundation donor advised fund. All of these donations made during the challenge are 100% tax deductible, which means you cannot offer quid pro quo during the GoodGiving challenge. Like, you can't do a promotion that's like, if you give, we'll send you like a tote bag. It can't be like those NPR, giving drives or something. If you want to send them a sticker as a thank you afterwards, that's fine, but it can't be like conditioned on making that gift. I've mentioned before, we want to make the GoodGiving challenge super accessible to donors of all sizes and abilities. The minimum donation is $10. There is no maximum donation during the GoodGiving challenge. Y'all, we've seen gifts come in of $100,000. I'm not even kidding. So there's no maximum donation during the GoodGiving challenge. So we've seen some really generous giving during the challenge. As far as the fees go, okay, so there are fees assessed to these gifts, and there is a platform fee and that Stripe processing fee. If you make a donation to any organization, nonprofit, this is just standard, unfortunately, with the technology that everyone uses for online giving. There is that processing fee. In the past, the fees have been different based on the ways you give, but we crunched those numbers and it turns out they were actually the same, and we actually had to cover BGCF had to cover some of the difference on the ACH fees. So this year we're just doing a flat 5.3% total fee on all gifts made through the site. This is like standard. You'll see this. I know it feels kind of annoying, but that's just how it goes with online giving. So if you have a donor who gives using their donor advised fund at BGCF, there is no fee on that, because those gifts, don't come in through that Stripe processing site. We do that fund transfer sort of on the back end. So there's no fee there. Just please note, these fees do not go to BGCF or Smiley Pete. And that includes like the registration fee. We don't make we're a nonprofit as well. We don't make a profit off the GoodGiving challenge. Every dollar that comes in, we put back into the GoodGiving challenge. But just know those 5.3% fees do not go to BGCF or Smiley Pete. And the nice thing is, most donors cover these fees during checkout. I think that box, there's like a little ticker box that is automatically checked to cover those fees. Most donors do it. In fact, 80% of donors cover those fees. So you really won't see a huge impact on that. And how that works at the end, the fees are just taken from your giving total. So it's like you won't even really notice that happens. As I said, all the donations are tax deductible. You get that, your donors get that tax receipt sent immediately via email. And sometimes donors have a question about, they think, oh, well, I made a gift to, X nonprofit, but I see this charge from Bluegrass Community Foundation on my credit card or on my bank statement. It's because that gift is made to us, but then we make a grant to each nonprofit in the challenge, if that makes sense. So the charge will be from Bluegrass Community Foundation on their credit card statement. So if you get a question about that, sometimes we get a question, we get donors call and say, I didn't give money to you. And it's like, well, we have to explain. I'll go in and look on the back end of the site and say, oh, you actually made a donation to a nonprofit during the GoodGiving challenge. And that's how that shakes out, and assure them that you got your donations. And so at the end of the challenge, we'll mail a check to you, it'll include a letter that breaks down all of the donations you received, like the total number of fees we had to take out of that. And it'll have a line item for each match challenge and prize that you got. You will get those checks by the end of January 2023. And that is because we have to wait for credit card gifts to clear, ACH gifts to clear. Those, I think, take a little bit longer. You just have to wait for all those things to clear. Sometimes it is wild. Donors will request like a refund. Sometimes those gifts bounce. It just happens. So we have to wait till all that stuff clears. And then at that point, that is when we start to calculate those matches. So that's why you won't get like real-time processing, because some of them are kind of complicated. They're based on like unique donors and things like that. So our finance team goes to work at that point once everything is cleared, doing the calculations on those match dollars. And then we send you that check. It's usually like mid-January, but it will be by the end of January. And it has, I know we always get questions at the end of the year. Nonprofits really want that money year end. I get it. But for those of y'all who've been around since the beginning, you have known, you know that we actually used to leave the site open to make gifts through like New Year's Eve. And so then I don't think at that point we even sent those checks out till February of the following year. It's just, we've never been able to turn this around and get those checks to you in the same calendar year. They've just always come out that next year. It's just how it has to work. So I know it's really frustrating, and we'll keep you posted. I will let you know. I will send an email once we drop those checks in the mail, so you know to expect it. But that's just how it works. And if your organization has a fund at BGCF, you can let me know if you would like that, that instead of sending you a check, we can do a fund transfer and drop that total in your fund and still send you that letter that has that breakdown of the matches and all that. You can just send me an email and we'll make a note and we'll process it for you that way. But otherwise you will get a check in the mail. Some expectations of what you can expect from us. We will provide support. If you have questions about how the challenge works, about those matches when they come out, just like what to expect with the site and all that, we're here for you. Shoot me an email. Our team, our office is open 5 days a week, but not all team members are there 5 days a week. I'm usually not there like Tuesdays and Thursdays. So email is like the surefire way to get me. If you call, there's always somebody who can help you, but we're here for you. We're here to provide support. We will provide toolkits. I think I've already sent those via email, but I'll show you also where to find those online, and trainings like this one. We'll offer some others throughout the fall. You'll get frequent emails from us with news announcements, tips, and all that. We provide the giving portal for you at bggives.org. Promotion, I'm telling you, we're so excited about the stuff we're doing this year. The promotion is just getting bigger and bigger. And then those matches and prizes. We work really hard to line up these donors and sponsors for you to make the challenge even more impactful. So we have some expectations from you too. Please read your emails. I try not to bother you unless I really need something. So just please know, if I'm sending you an email, there's something in there you need to know or do. And it's just for us to help you, help me help you, So we expect you to build a strategy. It does take a little bit of work. But we try to make it as easy as possible. Use social media, involve your board, engage your donors, share your URL. That's that link to your giving page on BG Gives. Get creative and have fun. Y'all, I love to follow, and I'll share these hashtags with you later. There's like hashtag BG Gives, hashtag Good Giving Challenge. You all should look at some of those hashtags on social media. Look on Facebook, on Instagram. You'll see some really cool things that nonprofits do. I love following that during the challenge and even looking at that when the challenge isn't going on. And it just kind of reminds us like what this thing is all about and how donors get involved. We really want you to like be you, share your stories, and just have fun with it. It's just a really, really cool thing to see the community gather together and support nonprofits. We have a few tips for success. And we'll go over just this is like some marketing, donor strategies, development strategies, things like that. And I kind of said this before, you really need to build a strategy, because what you get out of it is equal to what you put into the challenge. It can be a lot of work. We're trying to make it easier. It's just Tuesday through Friday of this year. We're trying to, lighten your load. But it does just take a little bit of work on the front end, and it will be well worth your efforts. just a few steps for success. Set a goal for your organization. Is it you want to raise a certain amount of money? Is it you want a certain number of gifts made? Do you want to reach like a certain number of new donors? Just set a goal and track that, and it will help you pave the way for success. And secure your own matches. There are so many ways to get your board members, your biggest fans, your staff involved with setting your own matches. And we see a lot of organizations do this in different creative ways. And I can go into I'm going to talk about the fundraising pages in a little bit, but that's one way. You know, we have those matches for you, but it can really increase your fundraising by getting your own matches. I've kind of gotten into this already, but be creative. There are like no bad ideas, you know, and we've seen really cool things with like Instagram reels, videos, storytelling. Get creative and just have fun with it. And tell your story during the Good Giving Challenge. And it's really helpful to explain to donors who your organization is, why their gifts are important, and what you can do, what you can accomplish with those gifts. Tap into your networks. We'll get into this more, but make sure that you have your donor list and email list all ready to go. Again, know your donors. You should know like who your top 50 donors are, whatever that metric is for you. Just take a look at your donor list and make sure you're reaching out to them well in advance of the challenge. And if you have a big repeat donor, ask them to get a match, ask them to set a fundraising page up. You'd be surprised at the way people will step up to help your organization. And personalize that ask. That goes back to what I said before. Reach out to those donors personally. Get your board involved with that. In those toolkits, I have some sample activities for board development and how to get them involved. Get your board together. Have them like send out postcards. Have them send emails. Make phone calls. It's a really, really easy way for them to help get those donors lined up during the challenge. And start early. It's never too early to start. It's, you know, you could take this information today, look at those toolkits and start building out your strategy right now. So on your bggives.org profile, at the end of this, I will go over to BG Gives and show you all the different things you need to update over there. Make your profile really engaging. Fill out all that information, include testimonials, donation levels and programs, different volunteer opportunities. Those donation levels can be really impactful, and I'll show you what that means. Add photos and videos, make it very visual, make it like add the multimedia, and be sure to link to your website and social media pages. All those things are up now. So if you want to take a look at other groups, I think that's totally fine. We're all a big, you know, family that is just trying to make our community better and helping others. So take a look at other groups. If you are new and you don't know what to do, get some ideas from other groups. That custom URL, I'll show you that later, but that's that bggives.org/ and then like your organization. Make sure you look at that URL and use that everywhere. Put it in your email marketing now. Put it, you know, if you have like print newsletters, I know we do have like a save the date for the Good Giving Challenge, put your URL on that, share it on social media. You know, this is an online giving event, so make it really easy for them to find you. And on bggives.org, I'll show you that too. You can put in keywords for people to search. I like to think, so like I have family members who are really hard to buy presents for. At the holidays, I have my grandfather was a teacher. He was a science teacher. He was a school principal. He's really passionate about like science and education. So I like to make a donation to a nonprofit in his name. And, you know, if somebody was doing the same thing, they could search for like science, education, kids, like whatever. If you have, my mom loves animals. She always gives to the humane societies and the groups helping like rescue animals, you know, put those keywords in there so that people can search for that and then see what organizations sort of fit their interest. These peer-led fundraisers. This is, these used to be called many things over the years: ambassador pages, peer-to-peer fundraising, all that. So these are a fun way for your donors, for your board members, for your staff, for you. You can create your own too, to create a custom web page with a personal appeal. So these are ways for board members to issue a match. We have organizations who maybe like their board members are selling a birthday during this time, during the Good Giving Challenge. So they'll say, like, instead of, asking for like birthday presents, they'll say, like, for my birthday, make a donation to my nonprofit that I'm passionate about during the Good Giving Challenge. So all those, so it's really fun to get creative with those. Some organizations do, like, if it's like a school, they'll do a project like help us get a new sandbox for the playground. And you can have like a really finite fundraising goal. And it's fun to see how that fundraising goes towards that. So there will be like sort of like a ticker on that page that shows how much has been given through that page. But those funds also go towards your total. So don't worry about that. They all count towards your total and your matches. They're just kind of like given through that other separate site, but they all go toward your totals. And so there are some good tutorials here from Neon One. They've provided these instructions here. They put these slides together, and it kind of walks you through the different ways you can do fundraisers. So as a nonprofit organization, this is what I'm saying about like doing specific, if you have like a project or a goal, put that in there. It helps really illustrate that in a really clear way. It also talks about how to do them as a board. Where is that one? Yeah, by your supporters. And so it just has from different perspectives of how to make a fundraiser. And once we go over to BG Gives, I will show you this, but just know this is available. I've put this in our toolkit folder that I shared. This is available in the resource guide as well. But this is available on BG Gives if you go to about an FAQ, fundraiser FAQ. So, and then these instructions are also here. And then here you can see there are already some organizations. I love this. Y'all are getting started early, of these fundraisers that have already been created. So you can see here, please join me to support Red Oaks. People have already started giving. So then you can see here, it's just like its own little mini fundraising page. And then they would have donations made here. You'll be able to see all that once the challenge launches. So they're a really, really nice way to help with your fundraising efforts. And if you're an organization who has participated in the past, you can go into BG Gives, export those donor lists if you haven't already, incorporate those people into your email campaigns, reach out to them, and then make sure that you have incorporate your prospects into that group. So this is just a really good way to reach out to past donors, engage new donors, and then be sure as those donors come in during the challenge, be sure to incorporate them into your marketing for the future. We like to think that this isn't just like a one-time thing. This is a way to help you meet new donors and incorporate them into your network of donors. And then once the the matches and prizes are announced, I think what we like to do is provide matches of all different sizes, if that makes sense. So usually that big match, there'll be a match that's like gifts up to $250, a match that's dollar for dollar up to $50. There's the endowment challenge that has it's for gifts of $25. So we really try to hit donations of all different sizes. And when you see those matches, you'll see what I mean. But I think it's really important to kind of look at your donors of different sizes and try to line them up and have them lined up to give on those different days or during those different challenges. So you kind of hit all those points. I know that some organizations like really focus on different days, on different challenges, and that's good too. But I would make sure that you're asking donors, you really want donations all throughout that week, but just look at your donor list and the, sort of aggregate that they give. If you have a donor that's able to give, maybe you think more, just ask them, hey, can we line you up to do that Mitchell Foundation Fast Break Challenge, and make a big gift on that way to help us get a really big match. So if you're intentional with those asks and tell them exactly why, hey, it's super important that you give a gift to us on Thursday at 9 a.m. Can you do this for us? Can you make this pledge? That can really help you get those big matches. And again, just going back to those new challenge donors, we like to think of this as it's a beginning of a relationship. It's not just a one-time thing. Incorporate those donors into your marketing. Create a donor stewardship plan, because don't forget, a third of donors gave to a new nonprofit for the first time last year. So that's a really great way to introduce you to new donors. And just some marketing, just some general marketing tips. Remember, this is an online campaign. Make it easy to find you online. And, your donors best, where they are. I know that it can be a challenge. Sometimes we hear this, to do things online. And I know, but we cannot accept those paper checks if donors aren't comfortable making a payment online. I know that some organizations do like an open house, I guess, at their office, and they invite donors to come in to their office, or they have a little site set up with like a couple laptops, and they walk them through the site. I can assure you the site is secure, but sometimes, especially with seniors, they've been told to be wary of entering payment information online. It is safe, but I know that's a challenge for you. But if you can maybe just ensure them that it is safe to do, and if you have like a little give-a-thon at your office or at a location, and have some laptops set up there and walk them through the steps, that can make it really easy. Or you can walk them through it over the phone. I have to do that sometimes with donors too. So it is secure, but you know where to find your donors. I will say it's easiest to do like an email campaign, social media campaign, and you just include that link directly to your profile. That's the easiest way to do it. But of course, you should do postcards, phone calls, like whatever it is you need to get your donors lined up and reminded that the Good Giving Challenge is starting. Excuse me. And then it's not too late, not too early, I'm sorry, to start planning your social media approach. I've been talking to nonprofits who have registered, and they've said they're already thinking about all the videos they can do or the stories they can tell. Start getting those lined up. Go ahead and create like I like to do like a social media calendar in, I just do it in like Google Sheets, make a spreadsheet with like the dates lined up. And then the different content that I'm going to post each day. Go ahead and designate somebody on your team. If you don't have somebody who does social media for you or marketing, designate like who will be in charge of that during the challenge. Follow those hashtags, and go ahead and create that plan. I like to schedule everything in advance. If you know, like, okay, well, Tuesday at 9 a.m. is this challenge, I'll go ahead and schedule that. But then that leaves me some time to do fun stuff during the challenge and other things. So also figure out who your influencers are. If you have board members who have like huge, a huge social media network, get them involved too. Go ahead and I do this sometimes with our board. I'll say, hey, y'all, I just posted this on Facebook. I would really appreciate if you would get on and like and share and share with your networks to just increase the reach. So go ahead and think about that too, to get all that lined up for you. And in the past, we've done a social media webinar that talks a little bit about like paid social media campaigns. It's a really great time to experiment with that. You don't have to spend a lot on a social media paid campaign to make it really effective. You can increase your reach. It's a great time to experiment. And, don't be scared to do stuff on like Instagram Reels or TikTok or something like that. Get on YouTube, post some videos. It's a great time to be creative, have fun, show who your organization is, what they do. Just have fun with it. And there's almost like no bad ideas during this time if it gets you more donations. So look for that social media. We'll probably do that again this year, and maybe include some more information about like Instagram Reels and things like that. But it's just a really great time to get creative and have fun with social media. It's a great outlet for you to tell your story, and put this in your email campaigns, include pictures when you can. People love to see a picture of, the impact, a visual representation of the impact that you have. Tell your story about who you serve, why you need donors' help, and how your impact could grow with their support. This is just, there's so many different organizations. There are 200 of you all. So there are going to be 200 different stories to be told during this time. You're not like any other group in our impact, in our service area. So show how you're unique and tell your donors why you need their help during the Good Giving Challenge. There are some tools that we like to use that I just want to share here to help make this easier for you. For email, if you don't already have a system, we love MailChimp. Constant Contact is good. And I've also used HubSpot. Those are all really good. For graphic design, I love Canva. I created this presentation in Canva. I also use Adobe. It's the learning curve, I think, is a little steeper, but Canva is super easy. And we can send you all, we're going to get some social media graphic templates from our graphic designer who does the print guide. And I can share those via Canva this year, if that would be helpful for you all. And you can drop in your logos, like your asks and all that, your images. Canva is super easy. I love it. They have templates already built in. You can incorporate your, if you have certain fonts that you use, you can make a whole like branding package and make stuff look really customized. And then for social media, I love Buffer. That's how I schedule all my social media posts. And you can schedule things to go up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, like all at the same time. And you can use hashtags and you can tag other accounts in those. I love Buffer. Some people really love Hootsuite. Just find something that works for you, and then be sure to use those hashtags, follow those, and look at the metrics of if you were in the challenge previous years, take a look at those posts that did really well, or take a look at some posts of other nonprofits that are on that hashtag that did really well, and see if you can get some ideas for really engaging posts this year. I'm just going to do a quick demo of the BG Give site. Let's see. All right, so just a quick explanation of this page and what you see here now. So now this is in, like, they call this like countdown mode. There are several different modes for this BG Give site. Once the challenge starts on November 29th at 9 a.m., this will change. This here with this countdown, it will have like a ticker that shows how many donations have come in. It is so fun to watch. Like, I love refreshing that at 9 a.m. because it just, like, people are ready to give right at 9 a.m. and it is so awesome. So that will change there. People ask, like, why can't I, like, what will it look like at that time? I'd have to get some screenshots from Neon One, who runs this site, but I can get those and share them with you. So, like, if you look at a nonprofit now, like, let's just pull this first one up here. So, like, on November 29th, when the challenge launches, this fundraise button will instead be a donate button. Okay, so that will change over once the challenge launches. Right now, this is an easy way for donors or for you to create a fundraising page. So that's kind of what's promoted there now. But once the challenge starts, that will be a donate button. So people have a lot of questions like that, especially as the challenge gets closer, they start to panic, like, well, where's the donate button? It will show up there. Oh, so this is going to want me to log in. I don't want to do that just yet. And so you can see here, this is just an example, step by step. They've been in it multiple years. If you're new, you kind of have to build all this from scratch, but if you're returning, it kind of preloads everything from years previous. So you can see here, they've added some videos. And once people create fundraisers to support your group, they will show up here. And then they also, you can also see all the fundraisers here too. And this is just random. This is randomized here. And people can filter by like different categories, but then you can also, I mentioned those keywords like science. So you can see groups that do like science education stuff. And this is an environmental group too. So anyway, or you can say, I mentioned dogs. You can see some animal groups there. I'm going to go ahead and so leaderboards, of course, this is not active now. Once the challenge starts, this will have like a listing of all the nonprofits, and you can rank it by like number of donations, total amount of donations. You can filter by county. You can also do that now. Filtering by county, that's over here. There will be, I think, 2 county specific challenges for Clark County and Boyle County. So your donors will be able to see the organizations broken down by county. But I'm going to log in as a nonprofit now to show you how to do some of the editing of your profile in the back end. I have multiple, okay. Okay, so when you log in, you'll see this here. Just to walk you through some of this, you see, I just want to tell you this early giving donations. We do not do early giving. Some giving events allow people to allow donors to go in and schedule gifts to hit once the challenge starts. We don't do that. We want it to be like real-time gifts, not that, not scheduled. So we don't do early giving if you have questions about that. Going to your public profile. So this is for the Lexington Black Prosperity Initiative at Bluegrass Community Foundation. And you can see here that URL that I keep talking about to share. So this is that customizable slug of your, for the BG Gives. Just make sure that's something that represents your organization, and then you can share this everywhere and it will direct people to right to your giving page. Now, where was my other tab? This is my toxic trait. I always have way too many tabs open on my internet browser. All right, here we go. So to update your public profile, you would log in here, go to my public profile, and then click edit. You can update your logos, customize that URL. This hero image, people have asked about this before. I have not seen this work. I can check on this with Neon One. And I guess that would be, you would think it would update this. I don't think we have that capability. So I can check on it, but I just don't think that that's something that we can update. And I will say also, sometimes if you're making like a big change, not a big change, but uploading like a new logo, it can sometimes take like an hour or 2. I don't know why, but it can take a little bit of time for that to show up on your public profile. There was a group earlier this year who updated their logo and it wasn't showing up. And I was really confused. I was trying to update it myself and it wasn't showing up. But then I looked back like later that afternoon and boom, there it was. So sometimes it can take a little bit of time for that to populate. So this is that category that you set when you registered. And you can see here on nonprofits, you can, filter by different categories. So that is set by you, that county, that primary county, that is set by you, that public contact information. Let's see. if you have a Facebook, Instagram account, like all that, you can link that there. This alert text. I don't have this up for the Lexington Black Prosperity Initiative. If you have like a match or something that you have secured, that's one way to publicize that, or to thank you know, a sponsor of a match, or if you have like an urgent need. I think there are some organizations that do have that up, and I cannot think of one off the top of my head. But if you play around and look at other donors, nonprofits, let's see. Yeah, you can see how that looks there. You can just share some of your biggest needs if you want volunteers, or if there's something that's like an urgent fundraising need. That's a great place to put that. You can put that right there. And that will show up first when they come to your site. Put in your mission statement, more about us, testimonials. I believe these are all required. And then the keywords you can put in however many you need. I don't know if they have to be like separated by a comma or something. Maybe it's a comma. Then these donation levels. These are really nice. These will like pre-populate. And again, I just don't know if anybody has these already set. Again, just take a look. There are 200 different groups for you to look around and see ideas. But if you add a donation level, maybe if I can just play around here. Let's see, we'll just pretend a donation level of $50, sponsor day camp for one child. I'm sure it would be more than $50, but we'll just play around and see how that how that looks. Oh, here it shows up when I know it shows up when the donation site is live. It will sort of like pre-populate those donation levels. So you can say it have like whatever increments you think would be match up to your donors levels, like $25, $50, $100. If you want to have like a push level of like trying to get them to that next, if you want to, you know, bump somebody up to like $150, you can list out different things that you think people would be motivated to give to help support. Sorry, I forgot that you can't see those now. People have asked how you add photos and videos. I will kind of just demonstrate how to do that. Who knows what my other toxic trait is? Having too many things on my desktop. But we'll just do, we'll just pretend like, so you just select the photo, test, you would name the photo, something that's like representative of what's in the file. And then it's just that easy. You can see there, does it do it instantly? Yeah, there it is right there. I'm going to delete that. And then to add a YouTube or Vimeo, you just add a link to the to a video. I'm just going to copy that link. And it's just that easy. So then you can see here. Oh, no. There it is. It's super easy. I will say those YouTube videos have to be public. So you have to make sure that they're public videos and not like privately listed. So super easy to do. You can add events. I don't know if that's really helpful. You can add volunteer opportunities. I mean, the goal of this is to get financial donations during this time. You don't need to add documents, supporting documents or anything. So to create a fundraiser, you can create templates. I believe this is like a template that you can use and share with your board, but you can customize all of this. It's super easy to do. You can add a title, like join me, it populates there. You can create a custom URL. You can see some tips there about how to do that. Your goal, 500. It will track that for you. You can add an image and then tell your story. Then you would save it. And then you can see here, I showed you the recent donations. That's how that would populate there. And then this is for once the challenge starts, you will see current year donations start to populate here. You will also probably get email notifications. You can turn those off. If you want to receive an email notification every time a donor makes a gift, that's great. But you might want to turn those off if you are going to get a lot. But then you'll be able to see all donations made here, export that. Unless their gift is anonymous, then it will say, it won't provide you with their contact information, but you'll be able to export all this contact information, email, first name, last name, donation amount. And if you want to export previous year donations, you can do that here too, if you just are curious, but that information will show here. People sometimes ask how they can find that previous donor information. If you log in and just go to my donations, it'll all be here. My users, this is one thing. If you want to add users to have access to your public profile, to add access to editing that, to having access to donations, you would add them here. Add a new user, put their first name, last name, and email address in here, and that will give them access to your giving page. And then the last thing on this, I believe, is this resource center. I sent an email that had the toolkits, like board member toolkit, profile checklist, just your strategy. I sent that in an email. There's like a Google Drive folder that has all that. But then you can also access this here when you're logged in. And you can download all this. So you can see, you can download this here, and these are updated for this year. Once we get the updated print guide for this year, I'll put that here as well. That's helpful for you. Yeah, and you can download the challenge logos to start dropping into, your print newsletter, email newsletters as a save the date. You can get that all there. So that's available here and also in that email that I already sent, but you can just filter by BGCF toolkits. Let's see. I feel like that's most everything in here. I will say, feel free. I think you should feel free to get in here and experiment with like how you want your profile to look. Everything you could like undo if you don't like it and, go back to the way it was before, but play around with it and see what looks really good. I will say also, you only have access to update your profile up until the challenge starts. So starting November 29th at 9 a.m., you will not be able to make any more updates to your profile, but that gives you like 2 months to make updates there. So just know that you won't have access to that anymore. I think I'm going to go look at the questions. Yeah. I'm going to look at the questions now, just because I know we're getting towards the end of the time. Yes. Okay. So the first question is there an option for organizations to see the site donor giving experience in advance for the challenge opening on 11/29? I know. I will ask, I will do that after we get off here. I will ask Neon One for some screenshots of how that will look this year. I'll get a screenshot of that homepage and a screenshot of the a donation page, like on a public profile. And I can share those with you. Because yes, I know it is really, it is confusing. And I kind of forget each year, like what you can see now versus what you can see then. And so, another question is, will there be a pop-up option to donate to a fund this year at checkout? I think what we're going to do this year is have a pop. So in previous years, when we first launched the Lexington Black Prosperity Initiative, we had an option to add like a $10 donation to support the Lexington Black Prosperity Initiative. I think what we're going to do this year, this is something that other giving events do, is they call it like a share the love option. And I've actually been asked if you can just make a donation to, if you can't decide, can you just like give to all of them at once? Well, then this would be an opportunity to do that. So you could give a $10 donation, and then it would be divided equally among all the nonprofits. I think we might do that if we do anything as that pop-up, but it won't be, I don't think I want to do that this year, just giving to a specific fund. I think it would be like that share the love option and just kind of see how that goes. Since we have so many, I think it would be kind of fun to see how that works. And then that would be obviously like another line item on your letter that you get at the end of the challenge. If you are new to an organization, but your organization has participated in the past, you can send me an email. I know sometimes people will use like the login, like email address of somebody who worked at their organization in the past. And so they just use that login information. But you really want to have it like tied to your own email. So I can add you as a user for your organization and make sure you get your own login. So if your organization is not new, but you are, shoot me an email, lauren@bgcf.org. And I can help you get set up there. If you have donors who, or if you don't remember your password, we don't have access to any passwords or anything. This is all through like Neon One. We don't have access to passwords. During the challenge, there will be a support button there. This is kind of like an example. It'll be like in the lower right-hand corner on BG Gives. That will send you to like instant messaging with Neon One support. They can help with passwords. You can also like, you can reset a password, and you might, this is something we encouraged nonprofits to do last year, is to encourage their donors to like go ahead and try logging in before the challenge starts. If they have given in past years, you can always donate as a guest. Like you don't have to log in. It just won't track, like, because I give, I can go in and see all the donations I've made in past years. So it just won't track that on their profile. So checking out as a guest is an option, but I know people can get frustrated if they're trying to make a gift and they can't remember their password, they're getting their password reset, whatever. They can go on in anytime before the challenge starts and figure that all out. So they're like ready to go. But yeah, we don't have access to that, but Neon One will be able to provide support for the challenge during that time. But yeah, if you need help with like setting up a user profile for yourself, just shoot me an email and I can do that. I think I also, there's also a MailChimp landing page, like sign up form to add other people in your organization to our mailing list too. And then there's one more question that I haven't gotten to. What is the name of the numbers you mentioned to look at? I don't understand that question. If you just want to shoot me an email, Kim, and we can answer that later. I can work with you offline and figure that one out. But are there any, let me see. Oh, the hashtags. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Oh yeah, so you were doing the hip thing, the hashtags, and I was being old school and thinking numbers, huh? Yes, the hashtags are hashtag BG Gives and hashtag GoodGiving Challenge. Those are sort of like interchangeable. Some organizations use both. So those can be like good inspiration for some social media posts. And be sure to follow us at BGCFKY. The emails from MailChimp come from me, or sometimes like info@bgcf.org. Be sure you add us to your contacts so those don't go to spam or anything. I know the next thing is that print guide information is due by the end of the week, because I need to sort through all that next week and get that over to our graphic designer. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything, just let me know and I'm happy to help. Again, this will be shared to our YouTube channel and shared in those emails for you to reference with other questions. And I will be following up in the next couple of weeks about the matching opportunities. So I'm really excited to get that information to you. I know you all are really interested to know that, and I am too. So I just thank you for your time today. If you have any other questions, this is like your last chance to get them in, but you can shoot me an email at any time and I'm happy to help you. So thank you all again. I'm really excited about this year. It will be another record-breaking year. Each year, we just keep smashing those records, and it's just really fun to see the community come together and support you all. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens this year. Thanks so much, and have a great rest of your day.